and welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I'm Casey, and today these are the 6 pairs of earrings that I will be making. Most of the components of these earrings came from the bargain bead box for the month of July 2022, and as you can tell, it is all about summer, the beach, shells. I just really enjoyed this month's bead box. And if you do not receive the bead box and you want to sign up for it, make sure you use that link in the description box, and don't forget to put in that code Casey2. And remember, I spell my name a little funny. It's KASI 2. If you use that code, you will get $2 off your first box. And you can also use that code to place an order on the website. So you can either get $2 off your first box or $2 off your first order on their website. All right, so if you are curious how these earrings came about, then stay tuned. All right, let's get right into it. I'm going to start off by going over the tools that I will be using. I'm going to be using my set of cutters, and I will also be using my set of round nose pliers. And for the earrings that I will be making today, those are the only 2 tools that I will be using. I do, however, want to mention my tool set. It is called the Casual Comfort tool set, and I highly recommend this set. It is very high quality, very well made. I've used these for a while now, and the biggest thing for me is it has adult size grips. As the name of them suggests, they are very comfortable to use. And even if you don't get these tools, I highly recommend you invest in your tools. But these will be linked in the description box below, along with everything that I used that did not come from the bead box. So for each pair of earrings, I will have one that's already made, and I will be making one for you. So here is the first pair of earrings that I will be making. So I'm going to start with a ball end pin, and I'm going to start with the 5mm mother of pearl round bead, and then I will be using bead caps from my own stash, bead cap facing up, and the 11mm melon shaped bead, bead cap facing down, 5mm pearl, just like that. And then, because it's a ball pin, it doesn't matter which direction the loop is facing, so I'm going to set this on my finger and hold on to the beads on top. I'm going to go in with my round nose pliers just above the top, right there, bend back with my fingers, and then go in with my cutters. And then sometimes when I go back in with my round nose pliers, I like to take that tip and just kind of bend it back in, just like that, to make it more of a round loop. But I will go back in and close that loop, just like that. And I'm going to take that ear wire, open it just a smidge, put that component on it, and close it right back, just like that. All right, so here is the first pair. On to the next one. All right, so here is the next pair that I will be making. So I'm going to make each component, and then I will connect them together. So I'm going to start with this bottom component. I'm going to use a ball end pin, bead caps from my own stash, bead cap facing up, and we have the turquoise round faceted beads, bead cap facing down, and the 4x3 crystal rondelle beads, alabaster, just like that. So same thing, I'm going to hold on to that, go in with my round nose pliers just above that top bead, bend it back with my fingers, go in with my cutters, go back in with my round nose pliers, and close that loop, just like that. And then that top component, I'm using an eye pin and the starfish beads that came in the box. and another alabaster rondelle. So now with the eye pin, I'm going to make sure that it's facing that up and down direction so that I can make the loops facing the same way as best I can. I'm gonna go in with my round nose pliers just above, bend it back with my fingers, go in with my cutters. And while I have this one open, I'm gonna go ahead and put that ear wire on it and close that loop. And now for the other end, I'm just gonna open it slightly, connect the other component to it, and close it right back. All right, here is the second pair. On to the next one. All right, so here is the next pair. And again, I'm going to be making the components and then putting them together. So I'm gonna start with this bottom component. I have a ball pin. For these, I'm using my 8/0 coral seed beads that I have in my own stash, and then 3mm rondelle beads that I have in my own stash as well. And the color for these is light pink. Then a starfish, and then the same thing in reverse. There you go. I go in with my round nose pliers, just above, bend back with my fingers, go in with my cutters, and then close that loop with my round nose pliers. And there you go. And then the top component, I'm going to be using these freshwater shell beads. And here is the order. I have those 8/0 seed beads along with the rondelle beads from my own stash, and then the pale pink freshwater shell beads. I want the loops to be facing the same direction, so I'm going to set it up and down on my finger and hold on to it. Go in with my round nose pliers just above, and then bend it back with my fingers, go in with my cutters, and then since this is the same direction up and down, I'm gonna go ahead and put the component on it, go back in with my round nose pliers, and close that loop. I'm gonna go in with my ear wire, open it just a smidge, connect it to the bottom, and close it right back. All right, there is the third pair. On to the next one. All right, so here is the next pair. I'm going to be using these 34 by 9mm oval beads, the two-toned, and then just a little pop of color at the bottom with these turquoise, which is kind of the theme of this bead box, mostly whites and silvers with just a little pop of color. So the bottom component, I'm going to be using a ball pin, put on the 4mm bicone, go just above, bend back with my fingers, just like that. Go in with my cutters, go back in with my round nose pliers, and close that loop, just like that. And then for the top one, I want the white facing down. So I'm gonna go in like this. I want the loops facing the same direction. So I'm going to set it just like this, hold it at the top, go in just above, bend it back with my fingers. And since this bead is so long, it's a little bit more difficult to bend it back with just that little piece. Go in with my cutters, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put on that ear wire and close that loop, just like that. And now the bottom, I'm gonna go in and open it just a smidge, put on that bottom component, and close it right back. So here's the fourth pair, on to the next. All right, so here is this next pair. So there's still two components, and this time the components are held together by this connector. So we're gonna make each component and then put them together. So I'm going to start off with the bead caps from my own stash, and I have a flathead pin, bead cap facing up, and then I'm using the 8mm polished seashell round beads, bead cap facing down, and I'm going to go in just above that top bead cap, bend it back with my fingers, go in with my cutters, and I'm going to put it in that bottom half of that, or the bottom loop of that connector, and go ahead and close that loop. Tuck it in to the top of that bead cap, just like that. And I'm going to use these 14mm turquoise starfish beads, and then the 3mm rondelles from my own stash. I have an eye pin, rondelle, starfish bead, rondelle. I'm going to place that loop on my finger and go in with my round nose pliers just above that top bead, bend it back with my fingers, go in with my cutters. I'm going to put that ear wire on it and go ahead and close that loop, just like that. And on the other side, I'm going to open that loop just a smidge, put it into the top of that connector, and close that loop back, just like that. All right, so here is the 5th pair. On to the last one. All right, so here is this last one. So we're gonna make this bottom component. I'm gonna start with a flathead pin and bead caps once again for my own stash. Bead cap facing up, melon bead, bead cap facing down, and 4mm pearls also from my own stash, just like that. And I'm going in with my round nose pliers just above, bend back with my fingers, go in with my cutters, go back in with my round nose pliers, and close that loop, just like that. So here's that bottom component, and when I first made these, I think these would make very cute earrings by themselves. And I might use the last melon beads I have to make a pair just like this and just kind of put an ear wire on top of it, but just as an idea. So now I'm going to use an eye pin, bead caps from my own stash, bead cap facing up, the turquoise round, spacer from my own stash. This is pretty thick for a spacer. So there you go. Another faceted round and bead cap facing down. There you go. So I'm going to put that loop on my finger straight up and down, go in just above that bead cap, bend it back with my fingers, go in with my cutters. I'm going to go ahead and put the ear wire on this one, and then I'm going to tuck that loop into that bead cap, close it right back, just like that. So now I'm going to go to the other end, open it just a smidge, place that bottom component right on it, and then close it back. And there you have it. There is the last pair. So I'm going to set them all up on my display so we can see them all a little bit better. All right. So here they are, and yes, I am super excited with how they came out. Very, very beachy, summer. Oh, I really enjoy these. So of course, if we zoom in a little bit, you see a lot of similar components with the starfish, melon beads, and you can see that you can use the same components and give, and make completely different earrings. I really like these long barrel type beads, and for me, that one most captures the theme of this month's bead box, with the pretty much all white, silver, clear, and then that little pop of color at the bottom, which is exactly the motif of this month's bead box. So if you like this video and you want to see other videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and give me a like, leave a comment. I absolutely love reading your comments, And don't forget, if you want to sign up to receive the bargain bead box, or you can just place an order on their website, use that code Casey2 and you will receive $2 off of your first order. All right, I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.